Hi everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel, your one-stop destination to score high marks in biology grade 12 board examination. I am a board teacher, so we are going to dig deep into the previous year board questions and analyze the answers and then create a deep insight of concepts. So that my dear children, you will be moving more closer to score better in biology. So hit the subscriber button, give a thumbs up if you are excited to learn. Today it will be about 2023 board exam question paper part A only. So the first question is you already know that in part A 1 to 16 multiple choice questions will be there. Each one will carry 1 mark. The importance of attending multiple choice questions better is if you lose that 1 mark, it's gone. If you get it, it's there for 2 marks or 3 marks. If there is any keyword you can attend, at least you will get half or something. But MCQ, if it is wrong, the whole 1 mark is gone. So every time you attend MCQ, give your full attention, try to get the best response in the options. For that you have to know how to eliminate wrong ones. Let's discuss that way. So the first question is, which one of the following processes results in the production of recombinants in future generation? So here four options are there: mutation, independent assortment during meiosis 1, independent assortment during meiosis 2, and crossing over of bivalence. You do not go to the next option. Instead, evaluate what the first four sentences or the options are. Mutation is actually the change in genetic composition. Change in genetic composition, or it create variation. It does not create any kind of recombination. It's the change, just the change, not the mixing. Recombination simply means mixing. Variation simply means change. So mutation just create change, not the mixing. So what about independent assortment during meiosis 1 and independent assortment during meiosis 2? This is two important concepts. You should understand it very deeply. Independent assortment during meiosis 1, simply we can see or say it as a shuffling of cards. But independent assortment during meiosis 2 is not a shuffling, it's just copying. So independent assortment during meiosis 1. Here our maternal and paternal chromosomes are aligned. Maternal means the chromosomes we are getting from our mother. Paternal means the chromosomes we are getting from our father. So the meiosis 1 independent assortment is aligning of these maternal and paternal chromosomes properly. It is a random alignment, so the chance or probability come here. So the arrangement can be in any way so that it create variation. If one and second one, first, second, third, every chromosomes when it is aligning, there is a chance of probability or recombination, everything comes. So we can conclude independent assortment during meiosis 1 can be a reason. But independent assortment during meiosis 2, what about it? It's not like that. The sister chromatids are already separated. It's just like a mitosis. It's the no new combinations are made here. It's copying like already shuffled cards. So we can eliminate the answer, that is independent assortment during meiosis. It can be eliminated, and mutation can be also eliminated. What about crossing over of bivalence? Of course, crossing over term comes itself with as recombination. It's the exchange of chromatids to create recombination. So exchange happens, then definitely recombination will be there. You have to think about the keywords of definition. So now you know what is mutation, independent assortment during meiosis 1, independent assortment during meiosis 2. Crossing over of bivalent also. Now it is there in your head. So the right combination come in B, second and fourth. Let's see the answer. The correct answer is B, second and fourth, or the crossing over of bivalent and independent assortment during meiosis 1 comes. I hope this question is clear for you. We will move to the next one. Here, there is a diagram. This is the prokaryotic transcription related diagram. So transcription in prokaryote is shown here, and what are the items coming to do the transcription is not at all written here. Instead, some X, Y, Z that we have to identify. So X, what is X? What is Y? What is Z? There are a lot of options. You know that when transcription starts, the initial part we call it as promoter, and the last part we will call it as terminator. So definitely terminator won't be here. It will be in the end only. So we can eliminate the one. That is this, the A option easily, because terminator won't be coming in the initial stage. Then promoter, promoter, promoter. Of course, the X part will be a promoter, and we should move to the next part, Z or Y. We have to think about it, then we will get the answer. You know that to happen transcription in prokaryote, we require a polymerase. Is it RNA polymerase or DNA polymerase? Of course, it is RNA polymerase. DNA polymerase has its function in DNA replication. So understand that there are two different polymerase. When you see the polymerase term itself, don't conclude to the answer. RNA polymerase is related to transcription, but DNA polymerase is related to replication. So we will eliminate the option D as well. Then only remaining one as B and C. Here sigma is there, rho is there. Understand that sigma factor is related to initiation. Rho is always related to termination. So we are not talking about termination here, only about the initiation process. See, this process is only in the beginning stage. So definitely B won't be the answer. So the answer is C. The promoter, X will be promoter, sigma Y will be the sigma factor which is inside the RNA polymerase. RNA polymerase is the enzyme which is needed for the transcription to happen. Inside it there is a factor called sigma factor. So that definitely answer will go as C. Here there is any description of X, Y, Z, what is it, and the importance of that thing in transcription. You can take a screenshot on it. Here the answer is C. Let's move to the third question. The status of human population reflected in human age pyramid as given below. This is the post-reproductive age or old age, reproductive age or youngsters, pre-reproductive age, children. While by seeing this image, you have to tell it as declining population, stable population or expanding population and extinct population. Extinct population, there is no scope to come. So you can eliminate it. So A, B, C will be there. Let's see which one is. In such question, what you have to do is, it's actually declining population. There is a pyramid in your textbook, expanding, stable and declining. In this one, you have to learn it, draw and learn it. You don't have to go for analyzing the question. Instead of once you see the diagram, you have to go to the answer. Don't waste diagrammatic question. If you learn the diagram properly, then no need to analyze and waste the time. Instead, go to the answer within seconds. So if it is expanding, the children age is very high, children number is very high, you can decide it as expanding. But stable will be youngsters and the children age will be comparatively same. But here in the decline, the pre-reproductive age or the age of children will be very less. So there won't be an explosion of this population in coming future. So we can decide the answer as declining population. Here, one more question. The graph plotted below is based on the data collected by a biology student like you with respect to the level of oxygen at specific points in river flowing outside their city. They have collected some data and they got a graph like this. And see, the dotted lines are showing mineral ions and dissolved oxygen is shown by the proper line. So you should know what will happen to the dissolved oxygen and mineral ions in, see, dissolved oxygen will be comparatively very less because mineral ions will be very high in very polluted water. Pollution in the sense a lot of organic matter, everything will be there in the water. Then definitely to decompose this organic matter, the water oxygen level will be dropping. All the oxygen inside the water will be used. So less oxygen means high pollution, and the mineral less dissolved oxygen means high pollution, and mineral ions will be very high. In the organic matter a lot of mineral ions will be there which will be getting dissolved in the water. So let's see in which point it is like that. Dissolved oxygen will be less here, mineral ion is high over here. So the pollution, which point in the graph indicates entry of untreated sewage. Untreated sewage means it's simply polluted water. That is in the point 1. The answer is point 1. So you can see in point 1, dissolved oxygen is very less and sudden rise in mineral ion concentration. The written notes on the notes explanation on the question is given here. Take a screenshot on it. So here comes the fifth question. Given below are two columns. There are two columns: DNA ligase restriction exonuclease, Taq polymerase restriction endonuclease. Here there are a lot of enzymes, and here the function of that enzyme is given. You have to match it and find out the best combination. DNA ligase, it's the glue. So what does it do? It joins the DNA fragments. So P third. P third comes here in D. Let's see. Restriction exonuclease. Restriction enzymes simply cut out the DNA for doing all those processes. They need to be, they their presence is needed for the cutting of DNA. When once the DNA ligase glues it, restriction enzymes will cut it out. So exonucleases always cuts at the end, endonucleases cuts inside. So the rest exonuclease we will see removes nucleotides from the ends of the DNA Q I, and Taq polymerase comes. Taq polymerase, what does it do? It's we can see it in PCR where it extends the primer on DNA template. When it extends the primer on DNA template, that extension part in PCR, we can see Taq polymerase. Hope you remember from where we get Taq polymerase. From the bacteria Thermus aquaticus. That can be also an MCQ question. Okay, remember that one also. Restriction endonuclease. What does it do? It's cut DNA at specific position. They will check for the palindromic sequences and cut it out. So the correct response is D. That comes the